Hello and welcome to today's episode of Raise Your Visibility Online with me, Louise Brogan. And we have another Louise today who I'm going to try really hard to call her by her correct name because her name is actually Lou and not Louise. So Lou Doyle, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much, Louise. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
So what we're going to talk about today is I'm just a very naturally nosy person. I like to find out all about people and businesses and how they got to where they are and bumps along the way and all that stuff. Because for people listening, for our listener, hi listener, they could be in a similar space. They may be thinking of leaving corporate and starting a business. They may be retired from business. But what they have in common is they like to hear real life stories. And that's really what our podcast is about. So all that in mind, Lou, can you do a little bit of an introduction and tell us who you are and what your business is? And then I'm going to get into the nitty gritty.
Lovely. Looking forward to it. So yes, thank you very much. Who am I? Big question, Louise. I'm Lou. I am co-founder and CEO of Needi, but I am also mum of three. I have 2-year-old twins. I have a 7-year-old, soon to be 8. And I live in the middle of the countryside, in between Monaghan and Armagh. That's a little bit about who I am. And Needi is it's our corporate gifting concierge baby. So we basically match the perfect gifts and branded merchandise to your recipients from the best local and independent businesses. And we do that using psychology, but it's also powered by AI as well.
Ooh, nice.
And one of our things that one of the things that we really, really focus on is making sure that every gift that's given in any capacity actually makes a difference, is what that person wants and needs, does not go to landfill, and supports independent businesses.
Oh, I love that. So we have listeners from all around the world. So for those who don't know where Monaghan and Armagh are, they're kind of in the centre of Ireland, everybody.
The border's here and I'm right there.
Okay, so I love this. Now, I forgot that you had twins, actually, because I'm a mum of 3, but mine are 15, 17, and 19. So we're at the other end. So 2-year-old twins running a business, that must be interesting.
It's like since they turned 2, they kind of got the memo to be absolutely nuts. And up until 2, I would have been like, yeah, I'm taking it all in my stride, it's fine. They literally turned 2 at the end of June and just started running in different directions and jumping things simultaneously. We got this.
I remember, so my 3, because they're all 2 years apart, I remember the whole thing about having 3 children is that you've only got 2 hands. So I worked out how to hold 2 children with one hand, yes. Which, other mums of 3 are going, yeah, I totally know how to do that. And everyone else in the world is going, what? How does that work?
That's it. I'm still, even though they're quite big, I can do one twin under each arm, but I'm very lucky because I've got the 7-year-old as well, who's a great extra pair of hands.
Excellent. That's lovely. Okay, so let's talk about business. Lou, how in the world did you end up starting a business? Where did this, what did you do before? Did you work before? Before you started your business? Did you have a career path before that? Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yes, absolutely. And I think I need to start by saying I absolutely had no intention of being an entrepreneur or starting a business or anything like that. I've always really enjoyed working for companies. I started out in recruitment and started doing temporary recruitment. I think by the time I was about 19, I think I might have had about 130 temps that I was looking after on my temp desk.
Wow.
And I absolutely loved that.
Yeah.
I used some of the money that I earned from that to then go and travel the world and did some solo travel all over the world, which I loved. And then managed to come back and land my dream job, which was working for a travel company that was also a social enterprise. Ooh. And my job was basically taking students out to Africa, Asia, South America, trekking through jungles, camping near rivers, and it was a pretty cool and intense job.
Yeah.
So all of this to say, as I was working at that business, I basically helped to grow their revenue from about 5 million to 15 million. And I did that on a shoestring budget because they're a social enterprise.
Yes.
And I did that as well, having met my now co-founder, Steph. So I was their global sales director for the group of travel companies. I recruited Steph as my UK sales manager there. And together I just felt we were really unstoppable. And I believe we're unstoppable because we really cared about people. Every single, person that worked on our team, every single client that went out to country, we would try and make sure they felt really seen and valued. And the way that we did that was quite often by sending them a little gift, usually out of our own money and in our own time. We'd go on the high street, Etsy, Amazon. We'd find something that was meaningful, try and get it sent with a gift note and wrapped. And it was actually really hard to get stuff that arrived on time and was meaningful, and they didn't have the price and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the idea for Needi was formed.
Yes. So I am a person who likes to send gifts.
Really, that's good.
So you're speaking to me here. So I have worked with clients and team members, really, I suppose, across the UK, Ireland, and North America. And we used to do a thing where when somebody came on board for a particular, not the retainer package that we have now, but a different format of work that we did, I would always send them a gift. And you're right, it was so tricky. And when you went online to buy a gift for somebody in America, particularly, the cost of what you were buying and then what they received just did not seem to correlate. I'd be like, I spent like £50, which is about $75, I guess, or $70 on that. And it looks like nothing. And it was really tricky. So, and then a friend of mine in America, what she would do is every now and again, she would just send everybody a Starbucks gift card and she would send them to me. And I'd be like, that's really lovely and kind, but I can't use that here.
Yes, you've summarized so many of the problems that people face that we're solving. And actually, one of the biggest things as well about what you're saying there is that I think, again, it's where the passion came from setting up Needi, because a good gift, well received, is incredible. In fact, it's transformative. It connects that relationship. It's meaningful. It's memorable. It's brilliant. A bad gift either shows that you haven't thought about it enough, you haven't thought of them highly enough, or that you don't know them well enough to actually do it. So it can actually be, a bad gift can actually be more detrimental than giving no gift at all sometimes. So
when you said about landfill earlier, I'm immediately thinking about, when you go to conferences and networking events and they give everybody a plastic water bottle with their brand logo on it. And I'm like, oh, sometimes I have to say I have received an American Express water bottle, which is very nice. It looks nice, and it doesn't leak, and it has stayed in our house. But a lot of the time, and even like my son is away to an open university, to a university open day today, and I just know there's going to be tat. It's going to come home. It's going to sit, because I have a child already at university, so we've been through this. It's going to come home. It's going to sit in their room for 3 months. And then I'm going to get frustrated and go, right, everything. Let's clear this room. Let's tidy this room out. All this junk is going to go hopefully into recycling.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a waste. So I love that you said we try and, we don't want anything to end up in landfill. I love that. Love that concept.
That's the idea, and it is. I think one of the things that you've just addressed there, again, a really important topic. People know that brand awareness is so important, right? Yeah. So the good thing about those water bottles and the stuff is that it's got the brand on it. I think it's 66% of people can recall a brand 1 year after receiving a branded gift. So we know that that's really good.
Yes.
But that jumps up massively if it's a gift that they use every day, if it's a gift that's practical, if it's a gift that they actually want and need. Whereas you're right, if it's one that's just going to get stuck at the back of the bedroom and not pulled out again until you clear it out, then that's completely pointless.
Like, I'm looking around my desk here, and I actually I'm going to show you, that's going to take a little bit of fiddling about, which we'll edit this out the podcast, because I'm literally removing all my crystals. But I got sent, and people, you need to go to YouTube, guys, and have a look at this. I was sent this beautiful ceramic plate,
Oh,
and it says
lovely.
CEO on it, and that was sent to me by my American coach.
How meaningful.
Possibly during the pandemic or before, and I love it because, and some of the other women in that program have it up on the wall behind them, but mine sits here and I have it covered in all my little crystals because I like crystals, and it's just something that it's beautiful. It tells me that I am a CEO in my own business, so it's very, it's a bit empowering, really, and I just love it. And when I look at it, I think of her, even though we don't work together anymore. So exactly what you're saying, Louise.
She did it. She did well. That was a good gift match. She did well.
Well, I know for a fact it was her amazing assistant that did it.
That assistants are one of the top people that we work with. I would
I was
say
about to say that, actually. Yes.
Assistants, heads of people,
Yeah.
marketing managers. Yeah, but you're right. Executive assistants tend to be the ones that are. Yeah, we work very closely with.
So let's talk about your business then, because I have so many questions. I want to know how old the business is. How did you actually get started? And what has the growth of the business been like? So let's start with when the two of you worked together, you and Steph, and you could see that you really connected. How did you decide to then actually start a business?
Yes.
When was that?
Yeah.
Don't tell me it was when you just gave birth to twins. I feel we might have to put you on a wall with a plaque.
No, that was a lovely surprise a little bit later on. Yes.
Okay, right. So talk just a little bit about the birth of your business then.
Okay, so how did we decide? Well, I distinctly remember the chat that we had because it was on Bournemouth Beach on a lovely summer's day with a glass of wine. I distinctly remember that. And I think we'd got to the stage, I think, where we'd grown the company, we could see finally what we were capable of. And we wanted to do more. We wanted to connect more people. We knew that there was something about us working together and our ability to really make people feel seen and valued that we couldn't go any further in the company that we were in. And we thought, you know what, together this is something, the world is literally our oyster. But we were also really aware that once we'd come up with the idea about a gifting company and doing all of these connections, we also knew there was going to be a huge technical focus. We knew that we would be able to distill that psychology kind of information that we had got and we'd researched about what makes the perfect gift, what makes people feel seen. And we wanted to create a gift matching algorithm and use technology to do this. And this was all before ChatGPT and all of the big AI rush and everything. So this was
go you.
So 4 years ago, we launched our website, and literally we knew that because we were basically building a tech company without any prior tech experience, we thought, gosh, well, we need to get some support, don't we? So the first thing we did was we registered we researched all the different accelerators that you could do, and we found the Founder Institute Tech Accelerator.
Okay.
This is Silicon Valley backed American kind of enterprise. And we actually started doing that. And oh my gosh, Louise, it was like a cross between like Dragon's Den, SAS bootcamp, and like an MBA. Like it was so intense.
Oh Lord.
And at the time I had a 3-year-old Ella. Like she was, demanding a lot of time anyway. And we completed it. And we didn't just complete it, we actually came out as the top ranked startup from which was incredible because we were one of the few non-technical founders. And then that just really supercharged us. We kind of knew the steps that we wanted to do to run a business, but having not done it ourselves in that way, this accelerator basically made sure that we cut no corners. We did all our market research. We made sure that we registered everything properly. Like we ticked every single box we needed to do. And with it being like, I'd say, the Silicon Valley backed accelerator, the network that it opened us up to start for investment was fantastic. But more than anything, it was actually, we felt like we're both very driven, ambitious, passionate people. And we felt that it really matched that energy for us. So it pushed us further. We always find Steph and I in the room are usually the ones that will jump in head first and go for it anyway. And to be backed by an accelerator that truly wanted to accelerate us at the pace that we wanted to, that was fantastic.
So talk to me about the tech do either of you have a tech background? How did you have the intelligence, Louise or Lou? How did you have the wherewithal or foresight to think we're going to start a company? It's going to be a gift company, but we're going to use tech here.
Yeah, because we're always aware that when you really look into the psychology behind gifting and connection, which we have deeply, and we've involved some incredible professors of psychology into it that I could speak to for hours about altruism and how it all works, it comes down to specific factors. Like, it's a maths equation ultimately. Like, as soon as you really get behind it and you understand what connection means and what the factors are, then to me it just really easily lends itself to, well, if you can distill all of that information, you collect the data, then of course an algorithm can be built to make that work. So I think we just knew it was possible. We of course then did a lot of research and spoke to some fantastic experienced, CTOs, CIOs to kind of double check. And it became really apparent that actually it was, a really achievable task.
Yeah, it's a tech company, really. I ask this because I love IT. I love tech. I did a master's in computing. I love data science. Like, I did a blog post yesterday, and when I write something that is backed up with data and numbers and facts, then people are like, oh, okay, let's pay more attention to you, Louise, than the other person talking about LinkedIn, because you're actually using data. And not everybody likes that, but I really like it. And my children are all scientists. They're doing physics and chemistry, and they're all, so obviously, it's obviously in the blood in our family. So that's why I'm asking about this. I love that. But did you have, was that because the recruitment and the traveling company, did you always have a passion for tech, or?
People, always people.
Okay.
That's it. Connection. I did an interview recently where we really sort of delved into kind of the crux of it, I suppose, of where Needi comes from. And if I'm really, really honest about it, I think that, as a young child, I lost my mum very early, and which is why I ended up working, because I was actually trying to work early. I had to leave university so that I could help look after her and earn money. Right. And I think when you lose somebody, it wasn't just over a course of a few years. I lost a few people in quite quick succession.
Yeah.
And I think when that happens to you so young, the power of connection and the importance of telling somebody how you feel and what they mean to you is amplified, isn't it, in a really big way? Yes. And actually, like I say, I think they're looking back and then working out, so where did it really come from? Everything that I did, I love travel, but it wasn't necessarily to see the places, it was to meet the different people in the places. Yes. I love taking groups of students out on these expeditions because it was transformative for them. Mm-hmm. Same with recruitment. I loved it. I was finding people their perfect careers and whatever. And now we look at Needi, it makes complete sense. We're running a company that we really believe is making people feel truly appreciated, connecting together, and allowing people that maybe aren't great with words or don't always say, I value you, I appreciate you maybe as much as they should. We're almost like a conduit that allows them to do that as well to people on mass.
That's lovely. That's so lovely. It's really interesting. The more people you talk to, my podcast is coming up on 300 episodes. So I've talked to a lot of people, and the common threads that flow between us all. So I started my business after my dad passed away, and I'm not sure that I would have started a business if that hadn't happened. So there's always something in the background that behind it all. As you say, it's more to do with you and the person that you are. Whereas I wonder, it's interesting because I wonder, are men built slightly differently? I mean, a lot of women who have done things in their lives because things have happened, and that's how they've reacted to them. And I think it's maybe it makes us a little bit different.
Really interesting thought, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about, because it's huge now, Needi, isn't it?
How did you
grow it?
How did we grow? Oh my God, by pure sheer grit, determination. Me and Steph absolutely laugh about it, like crossing that awkward line time and time again. Like at the beginning, it was genuinely, oh God, it was so awkward, Louise. Like at the beginning, I feel like we were literally going out to everybody we'd ever met or known in our lives and saying, please buy a gift from Needi. because we started off actually as a D2C brand. We actually
Right.
thought with the whole gift matching, you know, being really key to
Okay.
us, we thought, well, actually, let's go straight to D2C. Anyone that wants to buy a gift answers these questions, and then
I
we
think that's how, because I
do
have
it.
known of your company for a long time. I think that maybe that's where I had seen it originally. And I know it's a corporate gifting company now, but originally I might have been in
Ah,
that whole
yes,
little initial space. So that's where you
fantastic.
started. And
Yes, so we started, yeah,
Lou, everybody listen to both of us. When you are building your business, absolutely go cap in hand to all of your friends and family and say, please support me on this. I mean, I have 110,000 subscribers on YouTube, but you can bet your backside that I started by begging
yeah,
everybody I knew that I was related to, please subscribe to this
yes.
channel. I
And do you
don't care
remember?
if you don't want to know about LinkedIn, just subscribe anyway.
But then do you not remember, because me and Steph remember it distinctly, the first time that somebody bought something of us that we didn't know. We were like checking the email address, checking it with our friends, checking it in our WhatsApp groups. Like,
Is this your cousin Mary?
who are they? Yeah, like literally trying to like stalk the person to work out who they were who possibly bought from us. Anyway,
Oh,
long
I love
story
it.
short, D2C, really expensive to get customers, right? Customer acquisition costs. And in fact, they've increased by over 60% in the last few years alone. So D2C
Wow.
customer acquisition, like crazy. We quickly realised that actually businesses had a need to buy in bulk because they wanted to make their staff feel valued. And it was really in line with how we felt as well when we'd been growing teams. So we really resonated.
Yes.
We then very quickly thought it was SMEs, and then we actually realised SMEs, you still can, as a small to medium-sized business, you can still connect fairly well with your staff. So we're a good helper for small to
Yes.
medium-sized companies. But where we're really starting to make a difference and where we have seen that huge growth, it's the big corporates that actually are struggling the most with the connection with their staff and with
Yes.
their clients. So we have basically grown by going D2C, small to medium-sized companies, bigger ones, corporates. And we have managed to do an amazing combination basically of using our real human and personal touch with these large corporates, but also using these amazing independent businesses that send gifts and messages that are incredibly thoughtful en masse as well.
So let's talk about what this looks like in real life. So give me an example of an ideal customer who signs up in the corporate space, and then let's talk about the businesses that are supplying the goods. So let's start with who's the ideal customer, Lou?
Okay. Right. Well, let's start with. We'll talk about what one of our customers we have at the moment. So they are one of the world's leading logistics companies. They have over 15,000 drivers just in the UK and more everywhere else.
Wow.
The way they signed up to us was they wanted help with their Christmas gifting. First of all, they had tried everything from Virgin Experience days to other things all over the years, and nothing had quite hit the mark, basically.
Yes.
And they came to us. We basically designed what we call a phygital experience for them, where we used a
What?
phygital, bear with me, and digital. So we've got one local independent business who created these sustainable baubles that were beautifully branded with the company's logo. That was delivered to the driver. They opened it, and inside there was some handmade truffles and a QR code. The QR code took them to a platform where they could select one of 20 curated gifts for them that they could choose themselves, so that whatever it was, they're going to be happy with it, basically.
Oh, I love it.
And I know this doesn't sound like a huge kind of metric, but we're really proud. First year, they've never received a complaint about some of the Christmas presents. So
That's
I just
amazing,
think,
though.
you
And
know, yeah.
is the platform then so the driver gets the bauble and opens it up, and they get the QR code and they go off to the platform. Is the platform your platform then?
Yeah, our platform, but from their point of view, it looks like it's the company's. So when they go on the platform, they have a video of the CEO of the company saying Merry Christmas, making it really personal, and everything's all branded like that.
Oh,
So
I love it.
yes, so
That's so
it's all
fabulous.
about one size doesn't fit all and making it personal. And then
Yes, but they're not going to a random Etsy site. They're going to the company branded site that you've set up.
That's it. And
So
then
clever.
we make sure everything's delivered seamlessly to all of them once they select it.
That's brilliant.
So I think that's one really good example. Another would be one of, again, like a world leading finance company that we work with, that deals with thousands and thousands of complaints, and of course, like you'd imagine for the size they are. And we basically make sure that instead of them being generic kind of gifts that get sent out, we actually really tap into kind of what the issues are they're facing. We do some really lovely personal touches and make sure that those people are receiving really beautiful gifts that allow the NPS score to increase and connect those people back. In fact, one of the things we talk about is turning complaints into compliments, and that's something that we try and do with them.
I love it. And then the person who's making the gift, talk to me about them. Did you say they're small business owner, independent business owners?
We've got a real array. We've got about 300 odd independent businesses that we work with, and some of these range from one-woman bands or one-man bands to small companies. We've got some, because we do a lot of branded merchandise as well, that are growing a little bit bigger and help us more with the wholesale side of things as well.
Yeah.
But our dream for Needi has always been, in the future, when we have enough onboarded, we'd love to get to the stage where everybody's able to support local. So if you're buying a gift for somebody who lives in Manchester, we would try and reduce that carbon footprint and support a local Manchester business, and same for everywhere you go. So at the moment, we manage to do that for a lot of our clients, and there are some clients that are really specific. Like we've got some fabulous merchants around the Belfast area that we use for some of our Belfast clients, and that works brilliantly. And over time, as we grow, we hope we can kind of keep that real local feel.
I love that. So I don't know if you're already connected with Michelle Ovens of Small Business Britain. If you're not, Lou, we need to connect you with her, because she literally is connected to thousands of small businesses across Britain.
That would be lovely. Yes.
So we'll have to hook you up with her. Oh, that's so fabulous. I love it. And if they're ever looking for, you never know, they might be looking for one of those 20 options, could be to get their LinkedIn profiles written. You can add me to the list.
Business coaching, on a genuine note, we had, again, a big financial company. They wanted, how much they spent quite a lot of money, basically, thanking all of their merchants that use them as the financial card provider. And because most of them were small business owners themselves, the gift that they gave each of them was a choice of 3 different types of business coaching. So
I'm throwing my hat in the ring for that.
So I'm just saying, absolutely, we love that. That's exactly the sort of gift. We love, again, we're trying to sort of get some going to landfill, gifts that people want and need. So things like, LinkedIn coaching, business coaching, that kind of stuff is perfect.
Yes, but so I'm thinking, so during the pandemic, so I've had my own business for 10 years, but my husband works in corporate space. And I remember in the pandemic that he got sent a box of 12 bottles of wine or something. And, that was wonderful for us because we like wine. But I did think if they sent that to the entire company, there might be households where they don't allow alcohol, or there could be households where there's one person that drinks and they drink gin. It could be really wasted. So I much prefer your model. Sounds wonderful.
It just goes back to what we said at the beginning, Louise, isn't it? So sometimes a bad gift can do more damage sometimes, can't it? And that's really sad when you spent that money on it as well, and you just think it shouldn't be that way. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. So what's the future looking like for you guys? Like, are you global already? I'm sure you are.
We already do some of our business. I mean, we've just celebrated at the moment. I think we've just generated just over £3 million in revenue for these independent businesses that we work with. So we're growing pretty fast. I think we've gone from the previous year was 500k. The financial year we've just finished was 2 million, and I think we're on track for five or something this year.
Wow.
So when you say what's the future look like, it's busy. And some of our businesses that we work with do already have global offices, so it's already something that we are already doing some global gifts as well already. And I think even if we just look at like our top 20 companies that we work with at the moment, some of them are spending up to sort of 1 to 2 million with us a year moving forwards. And it's about trying to really our dream is with all of these companies, try and really harness that connection between all of their stuff. How can we embed ourselves within there so that every single gift or branded hoodie or whatever it is that they order is something that is really making an impact, and that's what we want to really grow.
So, and what about you? I mean, it can't just be you and Steph still.
No, God. We're tired, but not that tired. Yeah. No, as of in a couple of weeks' time, I think we'll have 11 employees.
Oh, wow.
So we've got over here, we've obviously got myself, it's Armagh, we've got 2 Belfast, 1 Dundalk, and then over in the UK, we've got the rest of, I think the rest of everybody split over from north to south all over.
That's fabulous. Lou, we could talk all day, but I'm not going to keep you because you're running an empire.
Empire, yes, say that out loud again. The empire, gifting empire. I love that.
I love it. So for people listening, where can they find out more about you? And if they're a small business owner, how can they talk to you about being one of your suppliers? And if they are, because we genuinely have people across the entire board listen to this. So maybe there's somebody who is in charge of gifting for their corporate. How do they find you? Where do they go? Where do you want them to go?
Lovely. Well, first, we'd be pleased to know my first one, I would say LinkedIn. So you'll be able to find me, Louise Doyle at Needi on LinkedIn. That would definitely be the easiest way to get me directly to message that way. The website is www.needi.co.uk. And if you go onto that website and you're a merchant looking to sell with us, there is a sell with us section. It's a really short form, just fill it in, and then that'll go to our merchant onboarding team, who will be in contact about discussing how we could sell your products.
Well, I'll be going there after this, and it's Needi, isn't it?
That's it, absolutely, yes.
I get the right spelling.
Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating listening to just a tiny bit of your business journey so far. Thank you so much for sharing with us in the podcast today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Speak soon. Thank you.